Hey guys, it's Alex. I just wanted to post the next video, and this is going to be a series of my journey to becoming pregnant as a trans man. I also identify just as a trans person, but I did go off of testosterone to do this. And I am now 2.5 months, give or take, off of testosterone. I have gotten my first period. It came a lot quicker than I thought. And it was pretty short. It was about, I think it was less than 7 days. It was around 5 or 6. Close. And the cramps were a lot more intense than I remember. And I have heard from others around my same age that, it changes as you get older. I did invest in a, they call them a Pixie cup. It's the same as a Diva cup. They're nice. The only thing I find is they're kind of hard to remove. I think I have a pretty, depending on the size of your cervix, depends on where your cup sits. So mine sits up really high up. So I've ordered a larger size, hoping that it's a little bit easier for me to reach for. And I may get a different cup at some point, and if I find that it's better, I'll definitely update you guys on that. But for now, I'm going to stick with those. Let's see. I've noticed I've had an increase in headaches. I've had, my muscles and joints are pretty achy, but that could also be because of winter. Sometimes there's high pressure. Could be related to higher estrogen levels, or just kind of switching the two. Let's see what else. So as far as emotional changes, it was pretty intense at first, I'm not gonna lie. When you plan to go off of testosterone, you really should prepare yourself, you're probably gonna feel a little dysphoric and things of that nature. But for me, the dysphoria was not that bad. I've always kind of leaned more towards the gender neutral side anyways, so and I've always been more androgynous, even though I'm sure in my transition I presented very masculine. I do not dislike the feminine things that I have. I have hips and all kinds of problematic things that sometimes the trans community, the trans masculine community sees as, dysphoric and things. For me, the thing that's really kind of was the hardest was the mental health hit. I have depression, anxiety, and PTSD. So if you have any of those, or all three of those, or more, or any other kind of mental health, make sure you have a really good support system around you. Don't just go off of tea, willy-nilly and hope for the best, because it can be pretty hard. I definitely felt like kind of an emotional mess some days. Which is okay, and that's totally okay to be there. It wasn't anything so horribly unmanageable. I have had pretty bad depressive days. But then again, I'm kind of used to that. I've had depression since I was 14. So, and I have a support group around me where if I'm having issues, I can tell on myself, or if I'm having, any kind of intrusive thoughts, I can tell somebody. So I do recommend having that. And not just with your partner, people on the outside as well. I find very helpful. And, it's been a really fun journey so far. I mean, kind of like a roller coaster. I mean, some days are great, and some days, you know, I kind of question, like, can I get pregnant? And, you know, I hope I can. I'm trying to keep more in the positive mindset. And it's really the biggest reason why I wanted to videotape all this. I don't know. I mean, I do know some people, and some people have reached out to me since I've kind of disclosed this on my Facebook, that have gone through it or are going to go through it. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to comment or email me or whatever, however you want to reach out. Yeah, because I'm now in the stage of tracking my ovulation. So I've been using an app called Flow, Flo, and it's on, well, I have an iPhone, and I'm sure it's on Android, and it is one that you do pay for, but mine is free for 14 days. So I kind of wanted to try it out. It's actually pretty, I mean, it's very geared towards women. I mean, you're not really gonna find an app that isn't. And that's not very triggering for me, but if that's something that bothers you, you may want to look into, I don't know, a different app, or kind of doing it your own way, like keeping like an ovulation journal or something like that. I do have the test strips, so I'm in kind of the window right now where I've been using them every day or every other day. I haven't tested positive yet, and I'm pretty much, I think I'm a little bit past the 2-week mark till my next, or my predicted next period. Because with that, you're literally trying to predict ovulation and your next period. So it's not always gonna be the same. And I don't know how consistent my menstrual cycle is now, because I haven't had it for a long time. But when I was younger, it was every month, usually around the same time. So that'll make things a little bit easier for me. Now, the app does go through, like, if your period's a little bit more unpredictable, things like that. It just gives you more resources. And as far as like dysphoria, I think it's the one thing that people have been asking me about, trans and non-trans people. I have always been androgynous anyways, and I'm comfortable with that. I like being there in that kind of body. And where I am with my transition, I really I mean, I'll have dysphoric days because I'm like, my period again, that sucks. But it's not at the point where it was before. So, like, you know, my beard isn't going to fall out tomorrow. My voice isn't going to drop. My boobs aren't going to grow back. You know, kind of these misconceptions that I think people think. And I mean, that stuff could possibly happen, but you'd have to be off of testosterone for a considerable amount of time. And with the voice, as far as I know, it's permanent. And I don't know of anyone whose voice actually went back. Especially if you've been on like I've been on testosterone for like 15 years at this point. 14, 15 years. So, yeah, I will, you know, if any of that kind of stuff comes, or if I see any of that kind of stuff, I'll let you know. I don't think so. Yeah, so I'm hoping to make another video maybe towards the end of this month, because that's when I'm going to be doing my next pregnancy test. And my next period should be somewhere in the beginning of January. So I'll definitely let you guys know if I'm pregnant. And I'll try to keep this as up to date as possible. If you have any questions, please leave a comment, or, you know, message me if somehow, because I won't think of everything. And you can reach out personally. I don't have to put it in a video or anything. And everything's anonymous. If you want to say anonymous, I'll never use anybody's name or anything like that. But yeah, it's been an interesting journey. And so We're gonna try for 3 cycles, so 3 months. And if we don't have any success with that, then we will go to a fertility clinic. So I'm not at the moment using a fertility clinic. I'm just seeing my doctor, getting blood work done. I will be getting a pap done as well. So I'm going to try to share all those things with you guys as well, like just what my levels are at. We're all going to be different. So, and I wouldn't be too concerned if you're, if you're doing the same thing and you haven't gotten your period back. Like, it takes anywhere from like, the internet told me 3 to 6 months. So, I was expecting not to get mine back until the new year. So most people usually don't get it back until then. I, however, I guess have higher estrogen levels. So it was kind of, I guess, a little bit quicker for me. Yeah, so I guess that's everything today. I'll definitely keep you guys updated, and I will be posting things around my physical fitness as well. I'll be trying to post like routines and things like that, especially while I'm on, trying to get pregnant. I'm still going to be going to the gym and things like that, and upping my cardio and things. But yeah, I hope you are all well, and I will talk to you soon.